Hello, Rashida here. Today I want to talk to you about more on twin flames. Um, Now, this aspect of what I'm here to tell you has to do still with the separation phase, but the fact that you should be careful of regressing or falling back into limiting patterns or negative patterns, or habits that are not complementary to your own life path or your own life purpose. So I've told you how it can be in a twin flame union, meeting union, where uh, it's like everything is enhanced, all the feelings, emotions, thoughts, process, everything is enhanced. It's dramatic feeling. Uh, so when everything's good, it's really, really good. When everything's bad, it's really, really bad. If somebody's feeling angry or upset, you both feel it, and quite intensely too. And so, then it does not need to then be said that when the separation occurs, especially if you have the true traditional runner chaser style separation where one is trying to hold on while the other one is trying to push the person away, so ultimately a rejection, that can be very, 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 it can hurt a lot. It can be very painful. It's soul crushing to feel like to feel that sort of rejection. I mean, not to say that ordinary relationships, or even regular soulmate relationships, don't hurt when they end. They hurt when they end, of course. So imagine that at a intensified level. Imagine the pain, the hurt, the devastation that comes with being rejected, at the soul level. And not only that, but it's like you feel like the person is rejecting themselves. They're rejecting who they are. And that, as a chaser, I know I felt like that. Like, how can you reject who you are? How can you reject something that is a part of you, a part of your destiny? That's what it felt like, and it was hurting. It was as if it's just very hard to explain. But the fact of the matter is, you can drop so easily. So you're at a bubble stage where you're at the heights of your existence. You're at the heights of your you're at a high frequency, you're at a high vibration because you're feeling all this love. You're feeling all heavenly. Everything is nice and going smooth, and it's just ridiculous happiness and love and contentment and joy, appreciation, acceptance. And then you just drop from there back into the abyss, so to speak, back into a form of spiritual hell. And let me tell you, it can put you right back into that dark night of the soul feeling. So what do you do when you get to that depth of sorrow, pain, hurt? When it feels like your soul is crushed, when your soul is torn apart, or a part of you is taken away from you, a part of you is lost, almost like a part, your identity is taken away from you, in a sense. Do you revert to old patterns of existence, or do you rise above that? I mean, how do you work that out? For me, I know I was narrowly pulled back into old patterns of existence. So for me, it would be to go back online and start looking around for people, to date again, and flirting with people, just stuff like that. And probably even be tempted to hook up with people. Yeah, I will even admit that much. that was part of my own habits, you know. And just become flippant because for me, being hurt by so many people throughout the past, it became easier for me to dissociate, like to turn things on and off inside of me, to turn feelings on and off, turn emotions on and off. And I thought that I could do this with my twin flame union and with the sort of feelings and emotions I had surrounding that situation. I thought I could do the same thing that I would do with other situations when people abandon me, when people betrayed me, hurt me, just pack them away in little boxes in my mind and toss them away and just move on to the next thing and just not dwell on anything and just keep it moving. And I found I just couldn't. I sincerely tried and I couldn't. I just couldn't get back past beyond a few conversations. And I, but you know, the good news is where I would just run away, you know, and this is another argument because people talk about the whole runner and chaser, and one is more evolved than the other and all this sort of thing, and I'm here to tell you that it's so not true. They are both working on issues equally. They both have their issues, and they're both not handling the union, the intensity of the union well, but they are and also whatever issues are coming to the surface for healing, they're not handling it well, but the difference, they're just handling it in different ways, but they are at the same level of awakening, awareness. They're having the same struggles in their psyche. Oh, and so no one is more evolved than the other. And you know, some people even go on to say that the chaser is a runner too, and in a lot of ways I could totally see how that would be true. So you know, me, it was, I narrowly reverted back to old patterns of existence where I wanted to just numb everything out. I started flirting with men, flirting very, you know, heavily with men, and narrowly wanting to go on dates with men, and probably even considering hooking up with people just to get away from, you know, that hurt, that pain, you know, that it's like nothing you've ever felt, you know. It's so crushing. That's all I have to say. It's so crushing, and you just want to numb it out, just like how alcoholic would drink liquor or booze to numb out whatever pain they're feeling. That was what I nearly reverted back to. I just found myself not being able to, no matter how I tried. I would just keep getting the flashbacks of my twin, of my experiences with my twin. I just couldn't do it. And the good news for me was that where I would typically run away from these other men and just ignore them, run off, take off, I just this time I was very respectful. I apologized to them and let them know what is going on with me. I didn't give any information on Twitter, but just to let them know I'm still going through a situation in my life right now where I can't be emotionally available to these guys, and it's just not fair to them, you know. So that brings up the question of being, you know, knowing that you're you know, having that awareness of your twin, but being able to date or marry other people or have your own existence with other soulmates. And you know, I'm not here to tell you that it's right or wrong. There are lots of twins out there that are separated at this time and choose to remain in their soul contracts with other souls and soulmates, and that's fine if you both agree on that, you know what I mean. It's up to you. All souls have their free will, and it's up to them what they decide to do with this lifetime. you know. And sometimes it's just the way it is. Sometimes you have to go through these soul relationships um, to get back to your twin. I mean, to learn more lessons. Maybe there's more you need to learn, and this is the best way for you to learn these lessons before you can get back to your twin, you know. But for me, um, where I'm at now, where my consciousness is at, it's like it's not the right. I don't feel it's the right decision for me at this time to be dating or seeing other people or hooking up, quote unquote, hooking up with other people. Um, and it's just like, and I don't think it's fair on them either, because every time I would consider doing it, then I have all these flashes of my twin and of the experiences I've had with my twin. Um, so, if what I would say to you, if you decide to enter soulmate relationships while you have that awareness of your twin, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Make sure you're not rebounding. Make sure you're not make sure you're balanced. Make sure you're grounded. Make sure you're centered before you do it. That's all I would say to you on that. Um, but although sometimes they're there to teach you a lesson, even if you choose to, without when you're still, when life is still upside down for you after being rejected or, whatever it is. But that is all I have to say on the matter. But that is where I am at with my consciousness right now, with my awareness. That no, it's not a good time for me to be seeing other people. How do I feel if he were to be seeing other people or have somebody else in his life? That's his choice, and I accept it. I mean, this is what it's all about. Our union is above all of this, and it's for us to be able to show that unconditional love to each other, no matter what, and to be accepting of their needs and whatever they need to get out of this lifetime. And if it takes having a soulmate teach you these lessons or help you go through these issues outside of the twin flame union, then so be it. I respect that and I accept that, and it will always be unconditional love for me, from me to him, and this is what we're being called to do. This is what our higher selves are asking of us. And it can be hard at times. I'm not going to be here lying to you telling you that it's not hard. It can be so hard, but that is what we have to do. We have to learn to let go of the ego and rise above it. Rise above the old patterns of thinking and behaving. And just focus on showing pure love and acceptance of each other and of ourselves, loving ourselves. And in loving ourselves, we can show this love to our twins. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.